Alright, alright, alright then folks, what is good and how are you doing tonight? Mr. Adventure here, or Mr. MA, and welcome back again to another reaction video, but also, it's time for Death Battle! Alright guys, I hope you are ready for this one, and that the new episode of Death Battle did premiere, that was early this afternoon, which is at exactly 1 o'clock, and two hellish warriors from two different universes that is going to be colliding, and which is I'm talking about Ghost Rider from Marvel Universe and Spawn from Image Universe. So, if you recall, in the last season, that the Ghost Rider just obliterated of every fiber of Lobo's soul, and in the earliest for Spawn, that he defeated Kratos. So, this is going to be a very interesting, and that the both each have their own victories. But now the question remains is that can the Ghost Rider can use the Penistare against someone that has been dead for over 7 years, and which I'm referring to the animated series of Spawn, and that this is going to be so fun to look at. So let's have it and let's get this show on the roll. So this is considered that this is going to be the conclusion just for tonight. So let's take a look. And let's see what one of those two is going to be walking out victorious. And time to react. Look at that.
Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
The Spirit of Vengeance versus the Dark Angel of Armageddon.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Johnny Blaze has always been a man possessed, chasing the thrill of certain doom by performing death-defying stunts, following the example of his adoptive father, Crash Simpson.
Until the day Crash lived up to his name and got cancer, heartbroken, and without enough Wampa fruit to save him, Johnny turned to the only thing that could, chemotherapy. Whoa!
To cure Crash's cancer, Johnny sold his soul to Mephisto, king of the 8th layer of hell.
Only for Crash to actually live up to his name right after.
But instead of scooping up Johnny's soul, Mephisto had something else in mind. He bound Johnny to an instrument of divine wrath, Zarathos, the Spirit of Vengeance.
So Johnny Blaze lived up to his name and burst into Hellfire, an undead skeleton biker with a sick-ass hog, the 5th scariest Nick Cage performance, a stuntman from hell. He called himself the Daredevil.
Sorry, Johnny, that name's taken.
Okay, then how about the Ghost Rider?
Sure, we definitely didn't forget that we named the character the same thing only 5 years
true.
earlier. All you.
In
The
which
Ghost Rider was bad news
original
for
Ghost
Earth
Rider
sinners and
became as the
scumbags.
Phantom
He's strong
Rider.
enough to pull down skyscrapers, blow up mountains, and cause earthquakes that can be felt across whole countries.
Don't even think about fighting back. He can remake his whole body from the hellfire that engulfs him, making him immune to all physical damage. Only holy weapons that target his soul can harm him.
It's not just his body, his whole arsenal is hellfire. Ghosty can create anything he can think of, from an infinite stream of chains, a shotgun packed with fiery rounds, or a flaming missile barbed right out of his mouth. Life
what?
goals.
And he can imbue other objects with hellfire, such as his Hell Cycle.
Oh, this badass bike can outpace Thor's hammer Mjolnir, which can cross the universe in seconds.
Hellfire is a weapon in and of itself, whether shot out of his hands, raining down from the sky, or released from his...
His boner, Wiz. Get it? And it doesn't just scorch flesh. Hellfire is so deadly, it can burn away your very soul.
This technique would be mastered by Johnny's successor, his own brother, Danny Ketch.
Oh yeah, Johnny's not the only Ghost Rider, and Danny was the first to master their most famous move. You know, the one that burns your soul to smithereens with just a look. The Penance Stare.
The Penance Stare inflicts upon its victims every ounce of pain they ever wreaked upon others. Every cruelty, no matter how small or righteous, is reflected back. a biblical punishment.
Obliterating your soul! It even works on other Ghost Riders, like when Johnny and Danny got into a staring contest and Danny actually depowered Johnny.
Eyes are windows to the soul, so the Ghost Rider must be able to match his victim's gaze for the penance stare to work. Some people have survived it, like the Punisher supposedly because he didn't regret his actions, but it did work on him on other occasions.
Well, Johnny can adjust how deadly it is, and it doesn't necessarily have to kill you. He can use the
doesn't
stare to
work on
read minds,
Deadpool.
force you to confess info, or just show you the error of your ways.
Remember, the Ghost Rider is two souls in one body, with the kinder Johnny battling the demon Zarathos in a war of control.
Ah, classic Faustian bargain. All the power in the world, but if you want it, it uses you. Because if Johnny gives in, the demon's full might will take over, and then everything is screwed.
Zarathos' strength is boundless. He can open up portals between dimensions, control the elements, pen and stare an entire city, and fly all the way to Asgard, which is a literal infinite distance away.
He's manhandled some of Marvel's heaviest hitters, like Thor, World War Hulk, and Doctor
Magical
Strange.
energy
Hell,
manipulation.
Strange said Zarathos is a threat to all realms, mortal and immortal.
Hyperbole? Think again. The Archangel Zadkiel said that the power of the Ghost Rider could threaten all of existence, and even bring down heaven itself.
Right before an army of Ghost Riders did just that. Yeah, an army. The spirits of vengeance are legion.
As far back as the Great Flood, humans have been bonded to the vestiges of God's power to act as his divine wrath on Earth. A sort of heavenly black ops.
Okay, wait, does that
Yeah.
make Zarathos an angel now? Or is he still a demon?
Both? Neither? Despite being one of the greatest entities in existence, it's unclear. What we do know is that ages ago, Zarathos feasted on souls and battled Mephisto for rulership of his
Place
realm.
your bet.
Mephisto, ever the trickster, claimed victory and gained control of Zarathos forevermore. Hence how he could bond him to Johnny.
But Zarathos got his revenge against that big red bitch with another Ghost Rider, Alejandra Jones. Bet you wish you had one more day to fix that hole in your chest, huh?
Comic book fan punching bag though he may be, Mephisto is unbelievably powerful. A battle with him could cause omniversal Armageddon, fitting as his fight with Galactus rents the cosmos asunder.
And Galactus' fights can destroy all of Marvel's infinite multiverse. That's the kind of awesome power at Zarathos' disposal. Total cosmic annihilation.
So it was no surprise when Johnny went down to the underworld and took Hell's throne for himself, usurping the devil that ruined his life and finally grabbing destiny by the handlebars.
Scoring the total power of hell itself, plus a sick-ass upgrade, the Damnation Stare, which skips the whole every pain you've ever inflicted thing and just sends you straight to hell. No shot.
As they say though, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Johnny began an obsessive crusade to capture all of Hell's escaped demons. But by using his new power to damn them to hell, he began absorbing their evil, feeding off of it, and it corrupted him. Once again, Johnny Blaze was a man possessed.
In truth, Johnny was just as trapped by Hell's power as he'd always been, and he needed Danny's help to pull him out of the darkness.
Though he gave up Hell's throne, the Ghost Rider continues his war against demons without and within, mentoring.
Sorry about that. When Johnny dethrones of the title as the King of Hell, that was during the King of Black event. That when Hell is basically on the warpath, and which is that everyone, including Lilith, was going to be trying to take over the throne. And that Mephisto that is the only one that could bring the balance to that's all that is in hell, and which is that Johnny has to force to give up the other title. So just thought I want to give you a little crash course history there.
His fellow Ghost Riders in the ways of vengeance, always prowling the highways for the evil and the profane.
An unstoppable engine of judgment that, with just a glance, could make Galactus himself shit his pants.
Maybe one
that
day
did
he'll
happen.
find salvation in the eyes of one of his victims.
As they sure as hell won't find any in his. If Al Simmons was one thing, he was a killer.
A lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army and the CIA's most decorated assassin, Simmons upheld democracy around the globe at the barrel of a gun, painting the third world in red, white, and blue, but mostly red.
Until his final fateful mission when, per his boss's orders, Al was fired.
The burning was only getting started because Al's immortal soul was on a one-way trip to hell.
Where he cut a deal with Malvosia, the big, naked lord of the 8th Circle of Hell.
By their pact,
Yes.
Simmons would be reborn a Hellspawn, a superpowered commander of Hell's armies, in exchange for seeing his wife one more time.
Oh, buddy, you're just asking to get monkey's bud.
Al Simmons returned from the dead as a decaying zombie 5 years later. After his
Okay,
wife
5
had
years later.
already
Excuse me.
remarried and had a daughter.
There, you saw
And
her.
I will say
Now
that
get
the
back to work,
animated
bitch.
series
Thus
is
was
the
born
best
the
of all
undead
time.
warrior from hell itself, Spawn.
He's so 90s that he comes all the way back around to being the coolest thing ever. Look upon his edge wizard
Albert
and
Francis
despair.
Spawn would
Okay, so
violently
that's his-
defend
that's
New
his
York's
full name.
downtrodden, while slowly uncovering the full breadth of his demonic powers.
He's like a walking superpower encyclopedia. He can fly, teleport, turn invisible and intangible, move things with his mind, make force fields, control the elements and the weather, and even stop time. Speaking of time, he can fly so fast, he literally breaks into other dimensions and smashes time as a concept.
He can manipulate matter, shape-shifting his own body or transmuting other objects and people.
He
He
morphs
can
into
even
the
control and
Violator.
absorb your soul.
Wait, Wiz, if he can rearrange molecules and crap, why doesn't he just fix his uggo face?
Well, he tried to do that, but Malvosia cursed him so that he could only make himself...
A white guy.
Yeah.
It's petty trolling like that that gets you a throne in hell.
To be fair, Spawn can achieve a similar result with illusions and mental manipulation. He can read and control minds, implant and replace memories, or simply drive you mad.
Spawn can do all of this crazy shit because he runs on necroplasm. Basically, hell juice.
You're not wrong. Necroplasm is the energy that makes up hell itself. Al's undead body is composed of 400 pounds of it.
He can wield it like an energy blaster empowered by the sins of others. Spawn can absorb your evil and feed off of it. By simply walking on Earth, Spawn feels all of humanity's pain all at once.
He's even absorbed the sins of 8 million New Yorkers instantly, cleansing them of their evil.
Like Jesus?
Or he can do the reverse and make you experience the full weight of your own sins, feeling every bit of pain you've ever inflicted on
Okay,
others
I've never
over
seen
your
that part.
whole
Holy
life.
hell.
Like some sort of penance.
Though Spawn's necroplasm comes with a catch.
Yeah, he's got a limited amount of the stuff, and it drains every time he uses his powers. If he runs out, he's dragged back to hell.
Even depowered, Spawn can rely on his elite military training in hand-to-hand combat. He's even fought Batman to a standstill.
And as befits his past profession, he loves his big-ass 90s guns.
Though his greatest weapon is the sentient being he's genetically and spiritually bonded to, his cloak. Letha of the 7th House of K.
You ever wonder why his cape's red? Nope, well, now you are, and it's red because it's made from the apple Eve ate in the Garden of Eden. It's literally made of original sin. Oh, and also the souls of a million sinners, including every one of Hell's victims. Also a touch of vampire for good measure.
K7 Letha is constantly evolving. It can act independently to defend Spawn with an infinite stream of chains, transform into weapons, or drain people of their power. It is the most potent weapon Hell has ever created.
It even helped Spawn beat the primordial dark god Urizen, who can destroy and eat your soul with just a glare.
Except the souls bonded to Spawn acted as a buffer, allowing him to survive.
You'd think with an arsenal like that, he'd be unstoppable. But Hellspawns have a weakness to holy weapons and can be killed permanently if decapitated by one.
Though Spawn has managed to survive this in the past. No, Spawn's greatest weakness is his own... how do I put this? Stupidity.
So Spawn fought this angel lady, Angela. Great name for an angel. She had this dimensional lance that could wipe Hellspawn out of existence, and Spawn got it. But instead of, being cautious around a mysterious angel weapon that hurts him, he just had to push the big shiny button and activate it on himself.
And so,
boy.
Spawn was forever destroyed. Until he reconfigured reality to undo his own inexistence.
There we are, good as new. That has to be the first time we've seen someone accidentally kill themselves and survive.
On his quest as Hell's greatest warrior, Spawn has defeated a serial killer ice cream man, a demonic clown, and even his old boss remade by Heaven into an anti-Spawn. He's even encountered other Hellspawn.
Killing bad guys might seem counterintuitive if you work for a Hell Lord, but it actually just adds more souls to Malvosia's army. An army Spawn would have to lead in a war with heaven that'd kill all of humanity.
Because the reason Malvolgia chose Al to be his commander wasn't that he was some great warrior. It was because Al had proven that he was the best at taking orders.
All his life and all his death,
that makes
Al
sense.
was nothing more than a hired gun.
But he knew it, and he would do so no more.
So Spawn marched down to hell and ripped Malvosia's fucking head off with a scream so loud it echoed through all of reality. Spawn became the king of the 8th circle of hell.
As King, Spawn is
I
literally
was gonna
a part
say
of
that.
hell itself,
King
gaining
Spawn.
access to an unlimited pool of energy that increases 100-fold with every heartbeat. He's effectively omnipotent in there, and strong enough to challenge other Hell Lords like Mammon and Satan.
He got so strong, the only thing left was to finally resolve the war between heaven and hell.
But Spawn needed help from the being who created this god and Satan to begin with, the mother of existence, Gaia.
She wasn't cool with her kids being total assholes, so she appointed Spawn to be the universe's savior.
By eating the fruit from the Tree of Life, Spawn became truly divine, capable of battling God and Satan in a stalemate for eternity that extinguished all life on Earth.
And each of them are powerful enough to create and control infinitely sized universes.
Spawn broke the stalemate by letting God and Satan destroy him, only for Gaia to separate the two from the reality they threatened.
Then, just like that time with the Lance, Spawn respawned and recreated the Earth. Poof, good as new.
Finally freed of the weight of heaven and hell, Al asked to be reborn as a human. But he knew in his heart he deserved to carry on his undead penance in perpetuity.
He's a creature of the 90s,
basically,
Wiz.
he
He won't be
sacrificed
happy
all of
unless
it
he can
and
instantly
basically
brood over the
reverted back to
injustice
being
of his
as-
own existence.
Though if you
as a
threaten the alley
Hellspawn,
he
yeah.
calls home, beware, because Spawn will turn whatever's left of your life into a living hell. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for one hell of a death battle!
Right, all right, I'll give it.
Nights like these drive men insane.
Okay, no Keith
Brimstone,
David.
yeah.
Okay, that's
Something's
unfortunate.
coming. If it wants a piece of me, there'll be hell to pay.
Go back to the pit you squirmed from, Hellspawn.
Make me
K11. Woo, I love the music. Oh,
If you care, it's nothing personal. Vengeance calls.
sloppy. You fight like a bum.
You've earned your damnation.
yeah. Now he's going to hell.
Welcome to hell.
Okay, damn.
Be damned.
Jericho. Here we go. Scorpion. God damn.
The vestments of the holy cannot disguise your wickedness. God forbid. Simmons, your sins are innumerable. I am here to wreak vengeance upon your soul. I eat sin for breakfast. Have a taste of your own goddamn medicine.
He lied. He is the Prince of Lies. Wait, I'm an innocent.
That's right. Oh, damn.
It's like you said, nothing personal, asshole.
Oh, wow. This was a nail-biter of a battle that pitted Ghost Rider's immeasurable power against Spawn's skill and versatility. Let's break this down into 4 categories.
First up, power. Divine Spawn could match God and Satan, who could create universes. Similar in scale to Ghost Rider's bouts with a lot of the powerhouses in Marvel.
But Zarathos was different. Remember, his power can match that of Mephisto and Galactus, who can threaten all of Marvel's infinite cosmic reality, far greater than any cosmos Spawn has ever affected. Even though Spawn's battled and defeated Satan in more recent comics, implying he's retained a level of power similar to his divine form, he couldn't match Zarathos in power alone.
Ghost Rider may take power, but remember, Johnny actively resists Zarathos' influence, so Spawn may have had time in the fight to learn and adapt to Ghost Rider before he went full Blue Fury.
And Spawn definitely had the edge in skill. He spent decades in military combat and is a master martial artist, whereas Johnny more so relies on his invincibility.
The ultimate dream power for a stuntman. Even with his crazy powers, Ghost Rider was a lot more direct than Spawn, pretty much entirely focused on attacking the soul.
Which doesn't bode well for his versatility. Spawn can stop time, manipulate matter, turn intangible, control minds, warp reality. The Ghost Rider had a much more limited arsenal by comparison. Spawn had a huge advantage in this category.
Though with his invincibility, way greater power, and the ability to scorch your soul to nothing, Ghost Rider could score the win through brute force, right?
Not exactly. The last piece of the puzzle is their resistances. Basically, who was harder to kill. Spawn's constant mainlining of humanity's collective sin and pain meant he could survive attacks on his soul, including the Penance Stare, just like he resisted a very similar attack from Urizen.
Best of all, remember the time he rewrote reality to undo his own inexistence?
There was nothing the Ghost Rider could do to overpower that. And that time with the lance wasn't planned, it was purely instinctual. He could replicate it any time he wanted, like in his fight with God and Satan.
So how do you put Spawn down for good? Well, you can't. At least Johnny and Zarathos could.
Unlike how Ghost Rider's soul has been vulnerable to attack before, like when Danny used the Penance Stare to depower Johnny.
This sort of thing actually happens a lot, even in recent comics. The whole reason Johnny and Zarathos have bonded in the first place is because Zarathos' soul was manipulated by Mephisto.
And not only does Spawn have plenty of experience manipulating souls, he can replicate the effect of the Penance Stare itself.
And just think about that. A Penance Stare on Zarathos would mean he's feeling the pain from every Penance Stare that he's ever done. A penance squared!
The Damnation Stare, on the other hand, actively helped Spawn, sending him to hell where he gets a literal infinite power boost.
And it wasn't just Spawn's soul powers that had spelled trouble. He had other ways to bypass Ghost Rider's immortality too, like transmutation, rewriting reality, or just straight up stealing his powers, which has worked on multiple Ghost Riders in the past.
Giving Spawn the final edge. Zarathos was almost unbeatable, a massive power advantage, soul destruction, immortality, but Spawn could counter everything thrown at him, and was too unkillable for Zarathos' strength advantage to matter in the long run against his crazier abilities.
That was one hell of a fight, and at least Johnny went out in a blaze of glory.
The winner is Spawn.
Next time on Death Battle.
Alright, what's next? Hold on.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Well, it was a very stalemate there. I mean, yeah, Ghost Rider does only relies on Hellfire, but for Spawn that has everything that is known to man for using of the necroplasma, with the letha, and with the cape that could just could transmute to take any form, and with the ability to freeze time, and which that he can also to manipulate and absorb energy. Not to mention that when he as they explained it that when he accidentally triggered the lance that killed him, he had the ability to warp reality and to restore what's left of him, and which that instantly that he came back and that as good as new, and instantly that he learned of that mistake. So basically, with the ability that can also has its own Penister, and which that it affects on Serathos to act instantly to feel the pain of its own. So that basically that it could be that it has a more stronger effect than just of the Ghost Rider's Penister. Well, damn, I gotta say, that was completely unexpected, but that we live into the pain that of your sins. Now that is some deep. Well, you know what I'm gonna say, so I'd rather not want to go that far. But damn, that was a very of an unexpected of the turn, and that Spawn just ripped of the soul of Serathos that sent Johnny back into hell where he belongs. Ouch, ouchie D, man. So I'll give this that this was a very good, decent fight there, and still a little upset that no Keith David, the legendary voice actor of Spawn for this episode, which that's very unfortunate. But I suppose that it is just what it is. But I just want to hear of your thoughts of what do you think of the outcome of the fight, or that what they could have been differently. So I guess it would say that Spawn does have all the elements, and from being as as a former of the Hell King Spawn to of the Angel Spawn, and funny thing is about the Spawn reboot movie that the people have been waiting on. That Jamie Foxx is that's gonna be starring, and which that's the title King Spawn. That's gonna be for the movie. So we still haven't heard much anything yet. But only time will tell that we get of a teaser trailer. Well, guys, I think that's going to be it. So, as I said before, as I said again, what do you think of the episode? And I'd definitely like to hear of your thoughts. But also, hit the like button, and also leave a comment down below. Kenny Itar coming to the side, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. So, have a good night, have a good morning, and most of all, be blessed. Arigato goisamashita do itashi mashite. Same mighty time, same mighty channel. But take care and have a wonderful day and a beautiful night. Matane.